Welcome to the A Game. I'm Allie Powell.
And I'm Rainey Dellinger. This week we'll give you some updates on the football and volleyball teams, take a look at women's soccer, talk with a men's golf player, and take a look at some of the greatest moments in App State sports.
The football game that was scheduled for this past Wednesday against Louisiana had to be postponed due to a large number of positive coronavirus cases on the team. The rescheduled game is set for December 4th or 5th here in Boone. The Mountaineers' next game is scheduled for October 14th at Georgia Southern. Updates will be made over the next week about if the game will occur or not.
The women's volleyball team had to postpone their games this past weekend against Coastal Carolina due to an outbreak of COVID-19 cases amongst the team. The team is set to open up their season tomorrow and Saturday against South Alabama. They will play 2 games on Friday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. and again on Saturday at 1 p.m.
The men's golf team kicked off their season last week at the J.D. Poston Invitational. The team finished top 3, which marks the 5th top 3 finish in just 2 seasons for the Mountaineers. Senior Jake Lane, 5th-year senior Dylan Lukes, sophomore Addison Beebe, and junior transfer Justin Morgan all placed top 15 individually to go along with the top 3 finish. The teams led the tournament in birdies with 65 while also holding the second most pars at 187. To open the tournament, the team recorded a 6 under par or 278, which is the 4th lowest in program history. The team would finish the tournament at an even par of 852.
Some player highlights from the tournament were Lane finishing 1 over par while also recording a career-high 15 birdies. Lukes, Beam, and Morgan all finished with a 216. Lukes was also able to record an eagle in the second round. The team is set to take the course next week for the Intercollegiate at the Grove in College Grove, Tennessee. We caught up with men's golf player Addison Beam earlier this week. Let's take a look.
I'm Addison Beam. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a finance major, and I'm on the men's golf team here at App.
And I'm Ashley Marion with the A Game. And my first question is, how has your season been going so far?
We've only had 1 tournament so far, which we're lucky to have. This last tournament went well, kind of. I mean, we finished 3rd, which was worse than what we should have been, but it's been going good so far.
How has COVID affected your season?
It shortened it, definitely. We could have had 5 or 6 tournaments this semester, but we're cut down to 3. A lot of social distancing. Workouts have been a lot different. We've had to social distance with that as well, wear masks all the time, no hanging out really, just really social distancing changed.
All right. What kind of changes has your team had to make during this time?
Last year we hung out a good bit, but this year we haven't done that at all. We really, don't want to mess up. Somebody get corona and then our season's canceled and just all that hard work for nothing. So we haven't been able to hang out. But I mean, we've really just had to stay 6 feet apart, and that hasn't been that hard since golf's an open air sport.
How has your team been adjusting to all these changes?
It's been different, but I mean, you really don't get that close together whenever you're playing. So, I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but we've definitely stayed pretty far apart, but not much.
Are people allowed at your matches? Like, I know they usually just stand outside, but for like other sports, they're only allowing family. I didn't know how it was for you guys.
Our last tournament, there was no spectators. I don't know how it's going to be at this next tournament, but I don't think there's no spectators allowed. So
how is this season different from last year?
Just less tournaments, really. That's about it.
And are there any things you're looking forward to for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think we got a good team this year, and I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to play well. these next 2 tournaments and finish out the fall semester pretty good, leading into the spring, which would be nice. But I think we'll do pretty good.
All right, that's all I have for you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks, Ashley. Last Thursday, the women's soccer team tied Citadel 0-0 with Carrie Eagleston recording her 3rd clean sheet this season for the Mountaineers. Last Sunday, the team unfortunately fell to Coastal Carolina 1-0 in double overtime. App State was able to put 5 of their 8 shots on goal, but were unable to get one past the Coastal Carolina keeper. The team is now 2-5-2 on the season and 2-3 in conference play. The Mountaineers will head down to Atlanta today to take on Georgia State. Stay tuned as we count down the top 5 App State sports moments.
Welcome back to the A Game. Up next, we're going to count down our top 5 greatest sports moments in App State history. At number 5, we have the women's basketball team winning the WBI championship. On April 3, 2019, the women's basketball team secured the WBI championship by beating North Texas 76-59 in the Holmes Convocation Center. The team finished 22-14 on the season after winning only 8 games in the 2017-2018 season. After losing in the first round of the Sun Belt Championship to Little Rock, Apps coach Angel Elderkin had the team watch the Little Rock lift the trophy. In the offseason, the team competed against each other at every practice, with the winners cutting down a fake net. A couple of months later, the team was just 1 win away from cutting down the actual net. Bailey Plummer got into foul trouble early on in the game, and with Priest Stanley getting injured early on in the game as well, the team was in trouble. The teams were tied at the half, but soon after App State created enough momentum to push them through to get the win, earning them a spot in the top 5.
At number 4, we have App State football's first bowl game win. After a fantastic opening season in the FBS, the Mountaineers found themselves playing in the Camellia Bowl in Alabama against Ohio University. The Mountaineers were trailing the Bobcats for most of the game until tight end Barrett Burns caught 2 touchdown passes and Marcus Cox rushed in for another touchdown to put App State in the lead in the 4th quarter. The Bobcats would claim a 1-point lead before App State's final drive. After a tremendous 9-play, 73-yard drive, App State's kicker Zach Maddox was able to score a 23-yard field goal to put the Mountaineers up 31-29 and secure the school's first ever bowl game win. App State has gone on to win 5 straight bowl games.
At number 3, we have the baseball team's 2012 season. Former baseball coach Chris Pollard led the Mountaineers to a 41-18 season and their first NCAA tournament appearance in 30 years in 2012. One of the season's highlights was when the team beat number 7 LSU in their final series. This was also App's first 40-win season since 1936. Chris Pollard went on to coach the Duke baseball team, who has now gone on to win 30 games in 6 of their last 7 seasons.
At number 2, we have the 2 Power 5 wins last season for the football team. Last season, under the head coach Eli Drinkwitz, the football team went on to beat 2 Power 5 teams, UNC and South Carolina. The first win came against a very good UNC team on September 21st. The Mountaineers won the game 34-31 after a missed field goal attempt by the Tar Heels. Later on that season, App State traveled to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. The team was able to beat the Gamecocks 20-15, securing the second Power 5 win on the season. After not being able to beat other Power 5 teams in previous seasons, these wins served as a testament to how much the team has improved over the years.
And at our number 1 spot, we have App's win over number 5 Michigan in 2007. The game was expected to be a lopsided victory for the Wolverines, just like most FCS versus FBS games. App State went to halftime leading Michigan 28-17. Michigan was able to get the lead again in the 4th quarter at 32-31. With just 26 seconds left, the Mountaineers took the lead back by scoring a field goal to put them up 34-32. The Wolverines got the ball back and set up for the game-winning field goal. The Mountaineers were able to block the field goal attempt to secure one of the greatest upsets in college football history. App State became the first FCS team to be a ranked FBS team. The Mountaineers finished the season 13-2, winning another FCS title, and also became the first FCS team to get votes in the AP poll, earning this moment the number 1 spot.
This week's Mountaineer Spotlight is Jake Lane of the men's golf team. Lane is from British Columbia. He spent his freshman and sophomore years at Bethune-Cookman University in Florida, where he averaged 74.19 strokes. He also earned 9 top 10 finishes and 5 top 5 finishes. Lane would transfer to App his junior year, where he would compete in all 7 tournaments. Lane holds the lowest single stroke average in program history with a 71.24. In the 2019 through 2020 season, he earned the team's best individual finish, tying for third with a 5 under par at the Wildcat Fall Invitational. He also recorded 3 top 10 finishes. Lane also sunk the second most birdies on the team with 72. Lane's average tournament score was a 213.57, with his lowest score being a 208. Unfortunately, his first season with the Mountaineers was cut short due to COVID, but with a strong start last week at the JT Poston Invitational, it looks like Lane will put up another stellar season. Thanks for joining us this week on The A-Game. I'm Allie Powell.
And I'm Rainey Dellinger. Make sure to follow us at the A-Game Sports, and we'll see you next week on The A-Game.